thinking about this also in terms of where culture is at right now.
Right.
10 years ago, you didn't see any homosexual couples on screen.
Right.
Like, almost none. Now, almost anything that has that, same-sex romance is like winning all the awards. It's crazy. They're just making so many of them. But now the thing that I don't think has been done much on screen is polyamory. It's like the next frontier that is to a lot of people, like you said, that people still think simplistically about it, like they used to think about homosexuality. It's just like, oh, Bible told me not to do that, so I shouldn't do that. It's like, well, the human experience is more nuanced than that, So because I think we are at with polyamory where we were, 10 or 20 years ago with homosexuality on screen, you could go one of two ways. The way I wouldn't recommend you go, because I think this is super selling it short, is the one that ends in a nice tidy ending, like you said, of I only wanted that person all along, that they actually fulfilled all my needs. That missing the whole point. Yeah.
Right.
So then the other two things you could do are you could do what the world needs. You could make the poly film that we needed to have to wake people up to this, right? That's one option. The other option would be, don't try to be that. Don't try to be responsible for educating this somewhat behind society of ours that this is a real thing. You could just tell a little story that happens to involve polyamory as one of the key themes, but you don't try to make it the movie that sort of teaches everybody. And you make it more personal and more about the protagonist and the family situation and that personal journey. I think either of those options are fine.
So you think you could go into it with the intention of making what the world needs to see? Because I mean, my concern is that's my intention. It might get a little preachy or a little heavy-handed. Whereas if you try to tell a personal story, that it might become the first one. I don't know.
But it's an interesting idea, right? What if we tried to engineer a poly movie that the world needs and just see what happens? I don't know.
That was my intention. That was my initial intention, especially because in my situation, it's like I want to come out as being poly, but if my partner doesn't want that, he's like, okay, you can go explore, but just don't tell anyone.
God forbid. Yeah, right.
Yeah, because it's important that we maintain optics.
Optics is that is a golden term for filmmaking, because in that one word, when you hear the character say that on screen, the audience will immediately get.
Right. Okay.
That is one element. As soon as I heard you say it, I can see that being a scene in the movie.
Got it.
All right, we're getting somewhere. There we go.
Yes, definitely.
Go to WeMakeMovies.org and become a member today.